You're watching 8 News at 5:30. I'm Deanna Albritton. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Eric Phillips. The strength of Virginia's right to contraception laws lay on the governor's desk tonight.
With the latest on the governor and the General Assembly's back and forth, 8 News reporter Sierra Krug joins us live. Sierra.
Well, Eric, Deanna, two notable bills related to contraception made it through the General Assembly, but Governor Glenn Youngkin had many amendments to both of those. Now, the Virginia Senate disagreed with a majority of the governor's changes, so that means the legislation is back to his desk and in his hands.
This legislative session, Virginia lawmakers on both sides of the political spectrum placing heavy emphasis on solidifying Virginians' rights to contraception. But despite passing in both the Virginia House and Senate, two pieces of legislation related to this goal still haven't been signed into law and are headed back into the hands of Governor Glenn Youngkin, who now has the power to veto the bills altogether. King George Senator Richard Stewart.
I believe that it's better to have a policy where you get most of what you want, even if you can't get all of what you want.
Standing up when the General Assembly reconvened earlier this month. He pleaded with colleagues to consider accepting the governor's changes to the proposed Contraception Equity Act.
I'd hate to see this bill be vetoed.
This bill requires health insurance providers to cover contraceptive drugs and devices, including those available over the counter. Senator Ghazala Hashmi, who introduced the bill, says the purpose was to remove copays and match federal law.
To make contraception accessible to those individuals who face considerable financial burden.
But the governor's changes would allow providers to refuse coverage if contraception interferes with religious or ethical beliefs.
I think that the governor's amendment is reasonable.
21 senators disagreed with Governor Youngkin's changes. Senator Hashmi explained her stance.
Don't have a definition of sincerely held ethical beliefs in the Virginia Code, and so this particular amendment does a great deal of damage to the bill as it was proposed.
As initially written, the other bill, the Right to Contraception Act, would establish a legal right for people to get and use contraception, whether in the form of birth control pills, condoms, IUDs, and more. Governor Youngkin's changes removed the explicit definition of contraception and virtually replaced the bill, saying previous Supreme Court cases already protect access. He did not sign the version written and passed by Virginia lawmakers.
Senate Bill 237 goes by for the day.
Without objection, lawmakers agreed to send the original bill back to the governor.
The governor has until May 17th to decide whether to veto the bills altogether or to sign them as they were originally written. In a statement, his office says that the governor has consistently taken a clear stance in support of contraception, but that he wants to make sure he protects religious freedoms in the process. For now, live in Richmond, Sierra Krug, 8 News.